Welcome to Realms of Reality News, where today's stories are truthful, uplifting, and grounded. Let's begin.
Imagine hiking across a rocky landscape and suddenly finding a giant hole in the ground hundreds of meters deep. Now imagine looking inside and seeing a lush green forest growing at the bottom. That's exactly what explorers have discovered in several massive sinkholes in southern China. Some are so deep that sunlight, moisture, and isolation have created their own hidden ecosystems. Inside these underground worlds, scientists have found towering trees, rare plants, and species that may not exist anywhere else on Earth. The steep walls protect the habitat from outside disturbances, allowing life to evolve almost like a lost world. Researchers say these giant sinkholes act like natural time capsules, preserving biodiversity that may have disappeared elsewhere. It's a reminder that even in the age of satellites and drones, our planet still holds secrets waiting to be discovered. Sometimes, the next great wilderness isn't across an ocean. It's hidden beneath our feet. When most people think of bees, they think of honey and flowers. But a new study has revealed something astonishing. Bumblebees were presented with a puzzle requiring them to move an object in order to reach a reward. The bees had never encountered the challenge before. To the researchers' surprise, many figured it out. Even more impressive, some bees learned by watching others and then improved on the technique themselves. Scientists have long known that bees can navigate complex environments, but this experiment suggests their thinking abilities may be far more advanced than previously believed. Remember, a bee's brain is smaller than a grain of rice. Yet somehow, these tiny insects can learn, remember, adapt, and solve problems. The discovery is forcing scientists to rethink what intelligence really means and how little brain matter may be needed to achieve it. Sometimes the biggest surprises come in the smallest packages. Researchers studying human heart rhythms have uncovered something fascinating. Although we often think of the heartbeat as a steady lub-dub, the timing between individual beats is constantly changing. These tiny variations create complex rhythmic patterns unique to each person. Scientists call this heart rate variability, and it turns out that healthy hearts don't behave like perfect metronomes. Instead, they produce intricate rhythms that change throughout the day in response to movement, emotions, sleep, and even breathing. Musicians and sound artists have recently begun converting these heartbeat patterns into music, transforming biological data into melodies and percussion tracks. The results are often surprisingly beautiful. Some researchers believe these natural rhythms could one day help doctors monitor health, while composers see them as a new source of creative inspiration. The discovery highlights an extraordinary idea. Every second of every day, your body is generating a rhythm unlike anyone else's on Earth. In a sense, each of us carries around our own personal soundtrack.
This day in history, a moment that shaped the world we know today. Let's take a look.
On 16 June 1884, America's first commercially successful roller coaster opened at Coney Island. Invented by Lamarcus Adna Thompson, the ride was called the Switchback Railway. By modern standards, it was incredibly simple. Passengers sat in small cars that rolled along a track at about 10 kilometers per hour. There were no loops, no giant drops, and no upside-down twists. Yet people absolutely loved it. Thousands flocked to ride the attraction, paying 5 cents for the experience. The railway quickly became one of the biggest attractions in New York. Thompson had hoped to provide a wholesome alternative to the saloons and gambling halls that dominated entertainment at the time. Instead, he accidentally launched an entirely new industry. Today, roller coasters can exceed 200 kilometers per hour, climb hundreds of feet into the air, and carry millions of thrill seekers every year. But it all began on this day in 1884, when a simple wooden ride at Coney Island gave the world its first taste of the roller coaster experience.
You've been watching RR News. In a world full of noise, choose clarity. We'll be here, shining the light when it matters most. Until next time, stay aware, stay grounded, and keep seeking truth. Good night.